Do you like games that you can play with your friends? Games where you can either work together or screw each other over. Games where the chaos is the norm. If any of those sound even slightly cool to you, dear viewer, I got the game for you. What you just saw was a short segment for the trailer of Violet Mansion, my new game now available on Steam. It is a multiplayer survival horror game. The horror is kind of only the aesthetic and the storytelling, because obviously when you have an art style like this, you don't really... I don't know. It's hard to get scary, and honestly, I didn't want it to be taking itself too seriously in the scary aspect. I just wanted to have the aesthetic and the slow burn nature of horror. This game has a lot of cool monster environment and player interactions, and a lot of chaos for you and your friends to experience together. And the best part? It's free. And you heard that right, it is free. So if you want to check out the game, and if any of that sounds interesting to you, you can check it out from the link in the description. It should be out on Steam right now. And yeah, it has a story mode, a multiplayer mode, and all of it is free. No in-app purchases or anything. But hold it right there. Because if you're actually interested in a little bit more than the game, namely what happened behind the scenes, how this game was made, and why I have been sitting on the completed version of this game for the last 5 months. Yes, this game has been done and finished for the last 5 to 6 months, and I have not released it. And through the journey of its development and publishing, I have learned a lot of lessons. So if you're interested in learning those lessons with me and going over them, stick around. I think one of the best things about this game so far has been its absurd mechanics. The ones that I've added like way later. For example, the time stop spell or the black hole spell create a lot of chaos, and honestly some of its visual effects look slightly cool. Even though I will admit that when I made these things, I was way worse at it. But now, like honestly, some of the more modern things I'm doing for my next project, which is going to be a big conversation topic later down the line, look so sick. I'm so excited for that. Some of the monsters like the Mimic, which I will not explain, but I think it's self-explanatory enough, or the actual stalker enemies with the more complex behaviors are super fun. Some of them can even do silly things like hide and ambush you. But in all honesty, I don't think the multiplayer mode is even like the most interesting part of this game anymore, because as the project scaled up, the story mode got a lot more attention than the multiplayer mode. And I would even go say, and story mode is the main pride of the game now. It has some cool stuff. There are cutscenes in like 2 different art styles, one in this like in-game style, and then some weird rotoscoped and monochromatic pixel art style I came up with, which became very important later. Keep that in mind. And hey, look at this cool ass UI and animation. Okay, you have to admit, that map is kinda cool. The story is a mix of discovery, parental trauma, and a very specific part of the queer experience and the isolation that comes with it. If you couldn't tell the world's most obvious fact, I do fall under that umbrella, and I wanted a chance to be able to tell my own experience with all of this without, you know, going and being too direct about it. But yeah, in all honesty, that's kinda all I wanted to talk about the content. You know, if you're interested, you should go check the game out, but let's talk about the real weirdness of this whole development cycle. What the fuck happened? To be fair, some of these reasons are not entirely fixable. I was in my junior year of college for almost all of the dev cycle of this game, which obviously usually already has not the easiest classes, but also, I wanted to experience a billion things. Literally. I did everything I could possibly do in that time. Like, if there was ever an opportunity to meet a new person, I took it. If there was ever an opportunity to do something new and spend time with anyone, I would take it in a heartbeat. And my takeaway from all of this is do the exact same thing. Take those chances. Go hang out with your loved ones. Make memories. Because honestly, some of these memories might be ones that you might never be able to make again. Anyways, all of those pesky emotions aside, what the fuck happened with the actual project? Because there was a lot that happened that was really bad. So we're back with my buddy, emotional support Big Char, to talk about what happened, because this is completely all going to be about how I fucked up personally and how you should probably take a lesson out of it. This game was supposed to be a 3-month pet project, and it ended up taking 15 months. Why? Because I could not plan for shit. Project creep is very real, and it will happen to you if you're not dead set on preventing it. It's fine to iterate upon your ideas, come up with new gameplay ideas as you go, but like overhauling entire systems many times, adding completely new game modes like single player when the game is built on a multiplayer core is not a great idea sometimes. And as much as I'm proud of what I have done, it just added to the stagnation, and I'm not gonna lie about that. There were periods of time, for like sometimes for months, where I'd be so like fixated on adding more that I would not think about the scale or the fun factor or, you know, realistic expectations like at all. You can't just keep coming up with stuff like random unrelated stuff that were not planned until your game is fun enough. Just go with your initial plans, iterate upon it, but you can't just throw random things at the wall until it sticks. I'm sure some people can, but personally I can't, and that's the lesson I took from this. So here's the thing, if you want to work on like such a large scale, like complicated project like a multiplayer game, make plans. Not something that's going to be 100% of the entire game outline. Things are bound to change. No, things will change. You will come up with more ideas as you see pieces falling together, and hey, maybe one of those ideas is what breaks or makes your game. But still, you have to go in with an idea of what a gameplay loop is going to look like and what the scale of that gameplay loop is going to look like, or you're going to keep falling into this trap that I did where I didn't even think about the main gameplay loop being fun. I just had to iterate upon it a billion times and add random things to make it fun enough. There's a reason why they teach you about sprints and agile in college. Don't skim over it. Anyways, chapter 4, publishing sucks. Blah. I'm not even gonna go into the effort of going out of to another room. Big Char's been helping me a lot. Wait, actually I have a better one. Wait here, buddy. This is great. Time to, I think, pull up Pochita because we're gonna talk about the themes and such. This sucks. I hate publishing, and I don't know if I'm alone in this, but trying to think of like keywords or like designing the store and like coming up with all of those things. Oh my god, other than the trailer and stuff, this sucks. I hate it. I hate looking at this panel. I hate waiting for a few days, and I know it's unrealistic to expect these to not be the case, but oh my god, if you're like me and have the attention span of a bumblebee. But the themes and such of this whole rambling is that I hate waiting for 3 days. I hate that the first time I submitted it, Steam was like, oh, actually you have a content warning in the first like opening of the game, and we couldn't find the things that you were warning about. Well, maybe it's because at the end of the game, but I don't really understand why that is an issue about publishing, because like what if it's not in there? I just warned you for no reason. Okay, whatever. Like I understand if you had the content and like you don't have a warning, that's an issue obviously, but like I don't know, I marked it for like 18 plus because of like some of the content in the game, and there's like some depiction. I don't know, that was frustrating, and they were like, oh, you need to send a save file, and I tried sending a save file and it wouldn't accept it, and they were like, oh, you should send a like debug version that like automatically spawns you at the end of the game, and I was like, oh my god, who's gonna like bother that? Anyways, so that's what I have to say. New project coming out soon, and I want to really keep updating you guys on it this time. I'm gonna make like developer log videos, and I'm gonna really talk about it because low-key, this is the best thing I've ever worked on by far. This is like the collection of not only my years of experience like making small pet projects and like games like this, but it's also the years of like cultivated experience from being in college and all of these things that I've done and all of these skills that I've gained. So I am really excited for that. I am also back on YouTube, and I'm going to be making a lot of stupid projects again and making videos on it because I'm back, baby. That's all. Yeah, Melon's back. See you later, losers.
Oh, I also almost forgot, but join my Discord, link in the description, and give me money on Patreon. Please, 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 please.